Alright, so this first lesson that we're going to go through is the positions that we're going to use when we are working with our rifles. So we've got the low ready position, which is basically the weapon up into the shoulder and the weapon 45 degrees out in front of your non-master foot. From there, we've also got the high ready. The high ready basically is if you are standing in a high threat environment or a higher threat environment, the weapon is slightly canted to the 45 so you can see down into the ejection opening. You're holding onto the front grip and you want to be looking over the top of the barrel. What you're doing is you're scanning through the barrel when you're moving around, and then if a target presents itself, it's just punching up into that position. You're not moving your head down into the weapon. You just want to bring the weapon up so that you get an acceptable sight picture and then dropping it back down when needed. High ready is used for engagements when there is a high threat. Alright, so first of all, we're adopting the low ready. We're making sure our weapon is set to single shot. The buttstock is pushed up into the shoulder, so you should have, a bit hard to demonstrate on this game, but you should basically have a line that goes from your feet all the way through to your target on both sides. So from here, low ready, up into an engagement, 2 rounds, and then back down. So in between these rounds, I'm scanning for enemy weapons mates, making sure that my weapon's all good to go as well. So we can see here that we are shooting slightly low on the target, and the reason for that is the distance between the middle of the sight and where the bullet actually comes out of the weapon system is obviously different. So when we're looking through, this sight is zeroed for, I think, about 100 meters in this game. So wherever that dot is in that sight is where the bullet's going to land at 100 meters. But here, because if I move up to this target, you'll see, boom, if I was to aim behind this weapon system right now, let's say I'm aiming at the X, let's have a look. Yep, aiming at the X right now, weapon's pushed hard against the target. My rounds are going to land there in the 9. Because of that offset. It's kind of a simple thing, but once you get your head around it, you'll be able to correctly engage your targets when you're trying to shoot for accuracy. So for this next one, we're going to go into the high ready. From the high ready, we're going to engage. We're going to make sure that we're taking into account the offset of our barrel and our sight. We're going to engage 2 rounds and then back into the high ready position. You'll see the speed difference between low ready engagement and high ready engagement. Let's go. Enemy weapons. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to be going through tactical reloads or emergency reloads. So emergency reloads is when you're firing away and you get a stoppage on your weapon system. You're looking down and we can see that there is no rounds in the magazine, no rounds in the chamber, and you've got an open bolt. You can drop that magazine, place a new magazine on, recock the weapon, good to go. Alright, high ready into dump your mags, new magazine. Let's do it. Everything we're doing with these drills is making sure that our eyes are on the target as we're engaging. All we're doing is getting an acceptable sight picture at this distance. We don't want to actually aim with our sights. We just want to be able to get our weapon out onto target and engage center of scene mass. Eventually you will get better, you'll get quicker, and you'll become more accurate. Alright, so the next drill we'll be doing is we'll be doing a transition, and we'll be firing 2 rounds and then we'll be bringing up into our pistol and engaging 1 round. So we'll start at the high ready position and we'll go from there. Alright, for this next one we're just going to be using our pistol and we're going to be engaging our targets and then doing a reload. As you go with this, you can start to speed it up and you can really get some quick draw times. So you want to be fast when you need to be, slow when you have to be. And if you've got good muscle memory, you can pretty much just punch out to wherever you're aiming at, boom, and you'll be able to hit relatively close, especially at this close distance. But you can see with enough practice, you can get just your muscle memory to put you in the right spot. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be engaging 3 targets with my pistol. I'm going to be drawing my pistol. We've got pistol only rig at the moment, so have plenty of ammo. Bang, bang, bang. We want to be switching up our targets as quick as possible. And what we want to do is we want to prioritize whatever's closest. So I'm going to offset myself slightly to the right. So my closest targets are these 2. Here's my least amount of threat. Okay, 1 shot missed out of all that. Again, another shot missed. Might change this up a bit. 3 rounds in each target, and then conduct the reloads. Stoppage. Okay, so no matter what happens, you always run the gun. Running the gun means that you're always making sure that you're completing whatever that action is that you're doing. So in this case, I was trying to reload, and I screwed up which button I was supposed to push on my controller, which meant that I was fumbling around here for ages. Stoppage. 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 No rounds left. Clear. Alright, so what I'll be doing now is I'll be shooting from the tables here, which is about, I don't know, 15 meters out towards where the targets are. I'm going to be using high and low ready engagements, engaging at our targets out there, and then transitioning into pistol once I'm out of rounds with the rifle. Okay, I'm going to be going through everything that we covered off on. So the high ready engagement, high ready into the engagement, also low ready into the engagement. Going to be doing our serviceability checks, so enemy weapons, and then checking for our mates, doing our tactical top-ups, so making sure that our weapon has rounds on it at all times, and then doing our emergency reloads. Stoppage. Stoppage.
Hopefully you got a few tips and tricks out of this video. There is 1,000 ways to do this stuff, and this is just one way, so don't take it as gospel. But find what works for you, because this works for me, and it's only because I've had years of doing this stuff for real. So thanks for watching. See you next time.